Hey guys, Sensei Randy here. Welcome back to 40 Plus Fitness. And we're going to take a couple minutes today to talk about some of the basic terminology you're going to hear as you start to get into working out, or if you've been working out for a long time and you've heard stuff being thrown around the gym, you'll understand what it is that they're talking about. So if you've been in the gym for more than 2 minutes, by this point you've probably heard words like sets, reps, supersets, different terms like that being thrown around. And all of them have their place, and we're going to talk about what each one is so you have an understanding. When your trainer talks to you and tells you what you're looking to do, you'll have a good understanding of it. So the first one we're going to talk about is reps. If someone says reps or repetitions, what they're talking about is the amount of times you move a weight or do a movement for a specific amount of time. So normally people will say, well, I'll do 10 reps. 10 reps means they're going to, for example, doing curls, they're going to pick the bar up and they're going to bring it up and down. They're going to do that 10 times. That would be 10 reps or 10 repetitions. Building on that, you have what you call sets. Sets are the number of times you're going to do each group of repetitions. Typically when people go into the gym and they just start out, say they're doing 3 sets of 10. So they do 10 repetitions, they take a little break, and they do 10 repetitions, they take another break, and then they'd finish one more time with 10 sets of repetitions so that they work through their 3 sets. You can also go from there into more advanced type of routines where you're taking and you're combining sets. Typically when people work out, they're going to work a specific body part. There's all kinds of different thoughts on that depending on what it is you're looking for your fitness. If you're looking for just an overall body tone, you can go in and you can do a group of different exercises designed to target your entire body in one workout. A lot of people that like to go to the gym repeatedly, if they're doing 3 days, 5 days, 6, 7 days a week, will mix it up and they'll break it down by body parts. So they'll take an opposing body part, for example, your chest, which is used to push out. When you're doing that, you're actually going to be working your triceps. So you do your chest to start off, which is your major muscle group. Your triceps are a little smaller. It's easier to work them afterwards because you're going to have them a little bit warmed up from doing your chest. So you do like a chest and tricep workout. Back, biceps, again, back, a lot of pulling movements. We're going to warm up the biceps as we're doing those movements, so we combine them. So there are different ways you can put those muscle groups together and build upon them that way. Again, all depending on the type of workout you're looking for. Our favorite technique that we like to do is we like to mix them up. So we'll change it as we go. One day we'll do a certain set of body parts and we'll do it for a week or even a couple weeks typically. Then we'll switch it and do a totally different set of workouts. One of the things about when you go into a gym and you're lifting, you have a lot of flexibility with the types of movements you can do and the way you can mix and match them and put them together. So we'll take our sets, we'll take our reps, we can do what we call pyramiding. Pyramiding is just the way it sounds. We're going to build on top of each other and we're going to get shorter and more intense as we go up. So for example, on a typical body part, say we're doing, again, we'll come back to chest and we're going to do bench presses. We'll start off with a light weight to warm up and we'll do 10 to 12 repetitions for our first set. Then we'll add some weight, we'll go heavier. And as we go heavier, we're not going to get as many repetitions out. So say we bring it down to 8 to 10, take a little break. Our third set, we'll bring it down again. Say we'll do 6 to 8, depending on how heavy you want to go and how big a day you want to push. You can even go real heavy, go from 4 up to 6 reps in a set. And then what you want to do is you want to start building it back up again. You want to finish off with a lot more repetitions with that lighter weight. So as your muscles become fatigued, we're going to go up a little bit. I'll lighten the weight back up a little bit, but I'll try to get back up to 8 repetitions. And then I'll lighten it up some more, and I'll come back up to 10 repetitions. And that's a typical pyramid where you're actually coming up with your weight, down with your repetitions, and then you reverse it on the other side. Again, you can mix that up along the way as well. So you could do just go in heavier with lower reps, and then finish it with one burst of a really light round at the end. All depends on what you're looking for that day and what you're feeling for that day. Inside of all that, you have other things you can add. For example, you've probably heard the term supersets. Supersets are awesome. I like doing supersets. Basically what you're doing with a superset is you're combining 2 exercises, and you're going to take 2 exercises and you're going to do the exercises back to back. So for example, we were talking about working chest and triceps. Maybe I'll do bench presses, and then as soon as I finish doing my bench presses, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my tricep exercises, say tricep extensions. And I'll do bench presses straight into tricep extensions, and then I'll take a short break. Then I'll go back, I'll do another set, say 8 repetitions of bench presses and 8 repetitions of the tricep extensions. Then I'll take a little break, I'll go back one more time, I'll do another 6 to 8 reps on the bench presses, and then jump back and do another 6 to 8 of my tricep extensions. And I'll do that for each exercise. So those are called supersets. I'm going to combine a single set, I'm going to turn up the intensity, helps extend that oxygenation that extends the burn of the muscles, gets you that little more intense workout. You could also do what they call trisets. If you hear trisets, they're talking similar, except 3 exercises. So now we're going to do 1 set of exercises for 10 reps. I'm going to jump right into another exercise for 10 reps. I'll jump right into a third exercise for 10 reps and break it down that way. After I finish that third set, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a couple minutes, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to start over. I love to do trisets when I'm doing shoulders, especially with your shoulders, because there's 3 main parts of the shoulders. You have your front, middle, and your rear delts that you're going to work. So you can do a set of front, you can do a set to the side, and then you can bend over and do a set to the back. Those are trisets, and you work them out, put the dumbbells down, take a break for 60 seconds, jump right back in and get that next set going. So you're hitting all 3 parts of the shoulders all in one movement. It lets you do it in less time, gives you a little more intensity as you go. So those are your trisets. You can also do giant sets. Giant sets, if you hear somebody talking to them, they're doing just a massive amount of different exercises as they go. Anywhere from 4 to 6 different types of exercises in a circuit. They're going to go from one to the next. And then they'll take usually a little bit longer break, especially where they're doing so much. They'll take a 3 to 4 minute break, come right back into that next circle for those giant sets. So your supersets, 2 exercises, trisets, 3 exercises, supersets, anywhere from 4 to 6 exercises in that same circuit. From there, you can also add some other motions that are going to help you. You might have heard of what they call cheats or cheating. We're really strict with form when we like to train. We want to keep making sure we're in a good form to protect all the joints, protect your tendons. However, if you get up to that plateau and you're trying to push up and get to that next level, you're not quite ready to add that weight to it, you can do what they call cheating motions. We're going to get a little bit of a swing going and get a little bit more motion underneath it so you can squeeze it. If you have a partner, your partner can be there spotting you. They can give their fingers a little bump just to help push you over that breaking point, just so you can finish the exercise. If you're really looking to grow, negatives are a phenomenal way to do it. You might have heard negative used a few times. When someone says they're doing negatives, what they're talking about is they're going to start from the extended position. For example, with biceps, I'm all the way up. The negative is, instead of using my muscles and focusing on the upward motion, I'm going to do it as the motion is coming back down into rest. So as that bar is coming down, I'm going to fight it and hold it as long as I can. Try to go as long as I can, bringing that motion down. And again, you can do negatives with anything. We're demonstrating them with biceps because it's quick and easy. Same thing with chest. It's the motion coming back down. Negatives are great to do if you have a spotter. You need somebody, if you're really truly doing negatives, you want somebody to help pull that back up, because you want it to be a load that's heavier than your body's used to. So one of the things you're going to hear a lot of people talking about when they're doing exercises, they're talking about those plateaus that you're going to hit. And basically what's going to happen is you're going to go into the gym. It's your first time working out in a long time, or if it's your first time ever working out, you're going to go into the gym and you're going to come out of the gate and you're going to get those gains and you're going to come right up and your body's going to adapt and it's going to work and it's going to go. But then you're going to hit a point where your body's going to kind of level up because you're going to get used to what you're doing. Our bodies really respond when we change the demands we put on them. So you're going to hear a term used called muscle confusion. Muscle confusion has been around since I was a little kid, and they used to talk about it at the gym. And it's one of those phrases you kind of forget about after a while, and then all of a sudden you'll be doing something and it will pop into your head again, because it's a phenomenal way to get past those peaks and valleys that you're going to have as you train. So what we find is, as you're working, for example, we teach cardio classes and been teaching cardio classes for years. So to teach that cardio class, after so long, the body doesn't respond the same way as somebody that's just walking in the door. You don't get as tired. You're not going to get as winded from doing the cardio routine. The challenge is if you go from that specific cardio routine that you repeatedly do and you change to a different type of cardio exercise. For example, if we're doing cardio routines for kickboxing in order to get in shape for tournaments or for fighting, and you get in the ring, it's a much different demand on the body. And what we find is, well, we might have great cardio and be able to go for 20 minutes in one situation. When we get into a whole nother situation, it's totally different. You also see it if you're doing cardio and you're able to go for 20 minutes doing cardio or the kickboxing, and then you go outside and you try to run. You have a hard time getting past those first few minutes. If you really want to have fun, pick up a jump rope. One of my favorite ways to build cardio fast is jump roping. For some reason, for the way that I train, when I go into a jump rope, it just absolutely wipes me out so fast. So mixing up those routines will help with that muscle confusion and will help keep your body going, because it's not going to know what it needs to do to kind of adapt and plane out. So definitely a way to help. So another quick way that we can get into some fast results is if we start to get stuck, we can do what we call burns. Burns are a number of quick reps that you're going to do. So we're going to start from a basic rest position. We're going to give it a little push, a little swing, a little bit of cheat to it, and we're going to go. But the idea for burns is I'm going to try to do a high repetition of them really quick. For example, if I'm doing tricep kickbacks, I'm going to turn. I'm going to get a little swing going in my shoulder, which I typically wouldn't want when I'm working the tricep. I'm going to get that little swing just to get the motion going, but I'm going to come out as quick as I can and try to pump out as many as I can. Really flush that muscle. We want to get as much blood through that muscle as we can as we're working it. You get that pump, you feel that, the muscle gets engorged and it feels great. That's all part of the process of breaking down your muscles and the recovery so that they can get into shape. So if we can do it in a bunch of different ways, and burns are a great way to do that, you'll definitely feel it a few days later. There are different types of burns you can do. We used to have a couple workouts we did. We'd have rack day, where we'd go in and our last workout exercise that we would do for the day would be what we call the rack. And we'd start, depending on the exercise, we'd start somewhere up. If you've ever been into a gym and seen the wall of dumbbells that they typically have, or the big rack of dumbbells over on the side, we'd literally start whatever our heaviest weight we were going to do for that repetition. For example, if you're doing overhead presses, we'd pick up the dumbbells and we'd just start doing presses with the dumbbells, say with 30 pounds if that was your weight. And you'd get to that 8, 10, you start to get fatigued, 11, 12, push it, see what you can get. Put them down. As soon as you put them down, you're going to go down one spot on the rack. So say if your rack went from 30 to 25. You take the 30s, you put them down, you'd grab the 25s, you'd pop them up, and we go right back into work. So we're putting that load on. And as we burn those muscles more and we fatigue the muscles more, they're not as strong, they can't keep going. All right, we're going to keep working you. We burn that out with the 25s, we'd drop to the 20s. We would typically do this and we'd work it all the way down till we got to the end of the rack where we were doing the 5s or the 3-pound dumbbells. So if you really want to feel good about how great a shape you're in, have somebody walk up to you at the end of your burns when you have 5-pound dumbbells and you're trying to do dumbbell curls and you can barely breathe and they're looking at you like, really? But phenomenal way to burn out those muscles at the end of a workout. Typically, it's the last exercise we do because you're going to feel that fatigue, you're going to feel that burnout in the muscles. Another thing we can do, what we call Lucky 7s or 21s, they have a couple different names. We're going to break motions down into 3 parts. So for example, again, easy one to show with the biceps. We're going to do your basic bicep curl, comes all the way up. For our Lucky 7s, I'm going to start here and I'm going to come up halfway and I'm going to put it down. We're going to do those for 7. On number 7, I'm going to pause in the middle. From there, I'm going to bring it all the way up and I'm going to come halfway down. So half the motion up, all the way for number 7. Once I hit 7, I'm going to go full extension, full all the way up. So we'll break that exercise down into those 3 steps, 7 half, 7 half the rest of the way, and then 7 full. Great way to really burn out the muscles at the end. One last one we had that we would try would be working with a partner, and we'd do, we call them Lucky 7s then as well. You'd be facing your partner and you'd have a good solid weight and you'd do 7 reps of an exercise. And immediately when you're done, you'd hand the bar back to your partner. They'd have to do 7 reps. And as soon as they were done, they'd hand it back. So the amount of rest you had was really the time between them. And then as you start to get fatigued, as you're coming up, your partner is also helping spot you. They're going to help push you past that sticking point. As you're helping your partner, you're also engaging your arms as well. They hand it back to you. You're going back and forth. We used to try to see who would give out first, and that was how we'd really get a really good workout on our arms, for example, is just see who was gonna quit first. So you got your burns, you got your racks, your 21s, all kinds of different ways that you can burn out the muscles. The key is you want to keep mixing it up. We're huge proponents of that muscle confusion. Love to change the exercises we do, love to change the routines we do. Another reason why this is so important is if you get into a routine where you're doing certain exercises, you're really only working certain muscles in the body. I know at one point we had seen that we were really doing a lot of front shoulder work, and the muscle that connects the rear shoulder down to the body, where a lot of people have problems with their rotator cuffs, that muscle was underdeveloped. So as you work heavier with the muscles on the front, you're actually putting too much stress on the muscles that aren't developed enough, and that kind of tended to cause injuries. So if you stayed away from, if you mixed up your exercises and you're able to bounce around a little bit, you're able to get more of a whole body workout. Easy way to do that, again, and people laugh at me, but if you go on your phone and you go to the App Store, there are dozens and dozens of really good apps for fitness and training that you can pull down. For some of them are even free, and they'll walk you through a bunch of different exercises and a bunch of different routines. A couple things we really like to do is I've kept workout journals of my workouts for as long as I can remember, and I always want to write down what it is that I'm working, what body parts I'm working. On mine, I break it down by exercise, I break it down by weight and rep for each one. I also include the time of day, what I've eaten, and the mood that I'm in, so I know where my head was at when I was in the workout. And that lets me track my progress. If I find that I'm hitting one of those plateaus and I haven't moved up in a while, it's a signal for me I got to change something. All right, if I catch myself settling into a certain routine with a certain body part, say I'm working my legs and I have my set routine where I'm doing lunges and I'm doing squats and then I'm doing extensions and I'm doing leg curls. If I've done that for a little while, I decide, whoa, you know what? I've done this for so many weeks. Let's turn around and let's mix it up a little bit. So keeping that journal is going to be critical in tracking your progress. Other areas that we encourage people to use it, and again, if you have smartwatches, they track a lot of it for you. Track your weight. Make sure you're tracking it at the same time of day so you know exactly where you are and what you do. Track the amount of water that we drink and make sure that we're getting enough hydration. That's one of the things people tend to miss. And that should give you a good balanced overview of the different types of workouts and training that you're going to hear about as you go into the gyms and you start doing things with resistance training. A few other things you're going to hear. One of the things that we had tried for a while is something called static contraction training. Static contraction training was really cool. The challenge we had with static contraction training is you take a lot of weight and you're taking massive amounts of weight and you're bringing the muscles into an area where they're slightly engaged. So for example, for a chest press, you'd take a large amount of weight off the rack and you'd bring your hands down just a couple inches so that your chest would engage, and you just hold it there for a certain amount of time. And it's, I'm thinking it was close to a minute that we used to hold. And then you'd put the weight down. So you could do a whole workout in a very short amount of time. It was, 10 to 15 minutes from walking in that you could get one of these full workouts done. The challenge we had with them was the weights were very, very heavy. So you'd need to do it at a gym, or you'd have to have an awful lot of weight in your facility. And you also needed at least one, sometimes two spotters, because as you start to get into your muscles like your legs that are very strong and take a lot of weight, you'd actually need a lot of help to get that back up, because the point of the static contraction training was at the end of that minute, your muscles are going to be fried. What we did notice was if we had done the static contraction for a while and we had been working out very consistently, we switched to the static contraction training. When we went back to the regular lifting, we were able to handle much heavier weight. The body kind of got used to seeing that much weight on the bar. It got used to feeling that kind of weight under load. So as you stepped up, it gave you another opportunity. Again, probably we were hitting one of those plateaus and We just kind of switched it up enough, changed that routine for a little bit, and bounced out of it. All right. So again, all kinds of workouts, all kinds of things you can do. You got a good basic understanding of some of the terminology and what people use to put together routines. Now all you got to do is get up off your couch, hit the gym, jump on that weight pack, and get it ripping. Till next time, I'll see you. Have a great day. Asa. Hey everybody, Sensei Randy here, and we'll welcome you back to 40 Plus Fitness. And today's workout piece, we have a new program that we've become involved with. For years we've been Hyper School, and we are excited to be able to offer our new Hyper Fight Club, which is a souped up version of the typical kickboxing class. We're going to share the workout today. So the workout we have for you today is a cardio routine that we do. However, instead of your typical cardio routine that you do in the air, we're actually going to do it on the heavy bag. All right, guys, here we go. We ready? We're going to jam it up, quick and easy, bringing those hands up and out. Awesome. Bring it up and out. Excellent. Again, bring it up. We're going to bring it all the way down low. Just a little stretch. Awesome. Arching back up. And bringing it back down. Nice. We're going to bend the knees. We're going to drop the hips a little bit. Working it side to side. Excellent. All right, here we go. Let's crank up that cardio. Easy jab. Gonna work it down. We're going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, we're gonna punch it to the side. We're gonna go high and low. We go up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Good, keep it moving. Notice I'm bending my knees, lower my hips. Striking into the back. We go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, nice easy level change. Double them up. We go 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Keep it moving. I'm bending my knees, but I'm keeping my head and shoulders up. Nice straight punches. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice. We're going to go corner to corner. Up with the balls of our feet. We're going to move side to side. Make sure you're coming back. So I'm in the box, and then I'm out of the box. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Let's add a bag in the middle. So we go 1, 2, 4 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 3. Nice. 1, 2. Good. Keep it going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. We're just going to stay here for 8. We go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Awesome. Let's go back to jumping jacks. Awesome. We're going to switch sides. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. high and low. Go up, down, up, back. 1, 2, 1, up, 2, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice. We're going to double them up. We go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and down. We go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. We're going to bounce it corner to corner again. Here we go. Coming out, going back in around the back. I gotta keep my foot moving around that back. All the way through. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here's a tap back back. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 3, 2. Nice. One more time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice. Stay on that back plate. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Awesome. Let's go to shuffle. Excellent. We'll switch sides. Alright. We're going to do a squat and a side kick. Half speed. Down, up, kick, up, down, up, kick. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. We're going to double time it up. Here we go. 1, up, 3, up, 4, up, up. Nice. Let's go back to shuffle. Keep it moving. Good. Other side. Keep those legs hopping. Keep that heart rate up. Alright. We're going to go into those kicks. Half speed. Ready? Here we go. 4, 3, 2. Nice and slow. Squat. Up. Kick. Out. Squat. Up. Kick. Down. 1, 2, 3. Up. 2. Up. Up. Kick. Out. 1, 2. Up. Good. Double time it. Here we go. 1. Up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, up, 8, up, 9. We're going to skip some rope. Awesome. So we're kicking with that left foot. I'm going to stay on this side. We're going to go knees with the right. We're going to do 3 punches and a cross. Bring in 2 knees. There it goes. It goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, up, 2, up, 3, 4. Good. Notice I'm keeping my hands up. Nice tight fist. Causes my arms to engage, my shoulders to tighten. Working it nice and strong. Good, we're going to switch it out double time. And here we go. 1, 2, side. 3 rights and a left. Here it comes. Awesome workout, guys. All right, so this was a little bit of a demonstration on this type of workout. Again, phenomenal workout just because between the resistance and the focus, having to keep your body tight for the entire routine, tends to burn, like I said, 3 to 5 times the typical burn in calories that you would get in a workout like this. These were some of the basic moves, just a few basics. The other cool thing is you get to mix them up. So you can add in front kicks, side kicks, we can do elbows, all kinds of different variables that we can throw in to keep working different parts of the body. Again, keep those muscles guessing, keep burning that oxygen, keep driving out those calories. And anyway, hope you enjoyed this workout. Have a wonderful day. Huzzah! Hey everybody, Sensei Randy here, and welcome back to 40 Plus Fitness. And want to talk to you a little bit today about, we talk a lot about the fitness aspect, about the nutrition, about the health, about the recovery. One of the biggest obstacles most people have when it comes to actually doing the things that are going to help get them into shape and get them healthy is they have this thing in their head that they don't have time. And I know a lot of the stuff that we're going to show, and we have shown on the episodes earlier of this with the show, is how to make the most of that time and how to create those healthy alternatives and create that healthy lifestyle with the limited time that we have. But one of the most important things we have to do first is we got to get it into our head that we need to give ourselves at least some time each day so that we're setting ourselves up for success. And it's like when they talk about when you're getting on a plane and the oxygen mask comes down, the first thing they tell you is take the mask and put it on yourself first. And then you can help your children or your family. And the reason for that is because you want to make sure you're in a position where you're capable of helping yourself and your family. And if you gave that time to somebody else first, you may not be able to actually sustain yourself long enough and be able to help people the best you can. And taking care of your health is really critical in this area. Everybody's got to take that little bit of time each day. You got to find some time for yourself. Now, whether that's 3 days a week going and doing a 2-hour workout at the gym. There have been times in my life when I could work that in, and there are times in my life that's just not going to fly. I don't have an extra 2 hours, a certain time each day. But what I find is if I take a little bit of time each day, I can set myself up. And if I tell myself, all right, I'm going to take 10 minutes. I'm just going to get myself rolling today, or 15 minutes, just to get myself started. I never only work out for 15 minutes. Once I come in and get rolling, you start to get that body pumping, you get yourself into state, and the next thing you know, you're into your workout and you're rocking and rolling. And the other cool thing is, as you do this more and more often, you become healthier, you feel better, you become more fit. And as you get into that state, you have more energy. And as you have more energy, then you can go and do more. So while you might take a little bit of time away from one thing, you find that, I don't really need 10 hours sleep a night or 8 hours sleep a night. I can take an extra hour and spend that with my kids, or spend that with my spouse or my significant other, however you look at it. So what we want to do is we want to get ourselves into a routine of consistently each day, especially if we can do it at the start of the day, starting ourselves off where we get ourselves into that place where we're taking a little time just for ourselves to put ourselves in a state that's going to be beneficial to us. So we're going to walk you through morning routine, and this is a routine that I've been doing for as long as I can remember. I've been doing some version of this routine. It changes a little bit here and there with what we do, but we're going to walk you through it, and we're actually going to do it with you so you can follow along. And there's really 4 parts to this routine. And what I do is I start off, I have an interval timer. We're going to do 3-minute blocks. So 4 3-minute blocks take you 12 minutes. Give yourself another minute to calm yourself down to start, and another minute at the end just to get yourself rocking and rolling. So within 14 to 15 minutes, you're going to be able to actually get yourself in a position where you're ready to go for the day, you know where you're going, and you're ready to attack it. So we're going to start off, we'll break it down into 3 phases. The first phase we're going to do after we kind of chill out a little bit, we're going to take the first phase and we're going to do some breathing. And it's very specific breathing that we're going to be doing. What we're going to do is we're going to keep our mouth closed. All of our breathing is going to come through our nose. We're going to breathe in and out strong through our nose. I'm going to extend my arms up over my head. As I extend up, I'm going to breathe in. So we come up, we breathe in. As I come down, I'm going to force the air from my lungs. I'm going to breathe out nice and strong, nice and strong. We're going to do 30 of those. So we'll start off, we'll come up, 30 repetitions up and down, nice and strong. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to force more oxygen into our bodies, and it's going to get us into a little bit more of a peak state. So we're going to do 30 of those. We're going to do that 3 times. So at each minute, we're going to do 30 breaths, and relax and breathe. At another minute, we're going to do 30 breaths, we're going to relax and breathe. The last minute, we'll do 30 more, and then we're just going to relax and breathe. And that'll get us through our first 3 minutes. The next section we're going to do, we're going to take 3 minutes of gratitude. Now, there's a couple different ways we've done this over the years. You can start off right here thinking, this is what I'm working, this is what I'm grateful for, and start like with yourself. For example, I start with my health and my body. I'm so grateful that I have this energy, that I have this health, that I have this strength. So grateful that my body is able to recover as quickly as it does. And from there, we expand it a little bit. Go from that, go to your intimate partners, go to your spouse, your significant other, go to your family. I'm so grateful for my wife that she's always there supporting me. I'm so grateful for my kids that I've been able to watch them grow and expand and watch them develop and turn into the people that I'm so proud of. And then from there, I'm going to expand it even more. I'm going to go out to my friends. I'm going to think about all the friends that are in my life, the teachers that have come into my life, the things that I've been able to learn and grow from, the people that just seem to show up at the right time when I'm ready for something. The old phrase, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. And then we'll expand it again to the community and to the world that we live in. And we're going to take about 3 minutes and we're just going to go through it. But the key to that is you really want to feel that gratitude. You really want to put yourself in the moment. So don't just think it and say it to yourself. You really want to put you in a position where you're focusing really intently on that person or that thing that you're grateful for. And that's actually going to bring that feeling of gratitude out. The incredible thing about the mind, the way the brain works is you don't really know the difference between something that you're imagining and something that you're actually experiencing. If you're sitting there and you're, focusing on an experience, the brain doesn't realize you're not actually in the experience. It actually reads it as if it was happening. So by putting yourself into that position, you can actually pull that emotions of gratitude out of you. And it's going to fire off all those, the norepinephrines and all the chemicals in your body to help get you to that positive state. So that'll be the second 3 minutes. The third 3 minutes, we're actually going to do a visualization exercise. You're going to focus your breathing and you're going to start imagining the goals that you have, the goals that you want to accomplish, the things that you want to do with your life. But you're going to do it from a perspective of having already done them. You're going to actually experience being in those goals, doing those goals, performing those goals. One of the things I do is I actually walk through getting up in the morning, driving to my business, pulling into the parking lot, going in, doing my workout in the morning and meeting with my staff. And I actually visualize all of that as it's happening. And I spend about 3 minutes, nice relaxed breathing, just going through all of those things. The last 3 minutes is the one that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. It's called incantations. And basically, you're going to take a phrase and you're just going to repeat it over and over. Couple keys to this. One is you want to do it out loud. So, strange thing to have someone do, for example, in the gym. Even more strange if you're wearing a pair of noise-canceling headphones, so you can't hear anything. You don't realize how loud you're doing it as you're going. But the reason you want to do it out loud is it's going to actually engage your whole body. So you're going to feel that the adrenaline's going to kick in, and you're going to feel all the stuff going on where you're actually going to be able to experience that power and that energy from where you're heading. Now, the things you're going to say, you're going to keep them in the first person. We try to do it, for example, I am strong, I am healthy, I am powerful. And similar to like your goals where you're setting them from the first person and you're doing them as having actually accomplished them. And we're going to say those phrases over and over again. Now, there's dozens and dozens of them that you can use. Things from way back when movements of personal improvement first started. Every day in every way, I'm feeling better and better, or you can get a little more personal. I like to keep it kind of personal to me. I have my phrases that I use that I repeat over and over again. So we're going to do 3 minutes of that to wrap it up. By the end of that, you're going to feel so powerful and so energized that you're just going to be ready to rock and roll and get out there. And once you get into that state, if you're jumping into your workout and you're ready to go and do your workout, you're absolutely going to blow the covers off it. If you're going down, you're going back into the house to spend time with your family, you're going to be totally engaged with that activity and with that family. So when we go through that, all you want to do is start off easy, go through that nice relaxed breathing. We're going to do our goal setting. We're going to go into gratitude. We're going to go through our goals, and we're going to finish up empowering ourselves with our incantations, getting us rocking and rolling. So I made it easy on myself in order to make sure that I do this in the morning without having to stress too much about it. I like to play some quiet music. Some people like to do it in a room with some candles. My favorite place to do it actually is sitting on the beach watching the ocean. And what I did was I just downloaded an interval timer out of the App Store on my phone, and it actually runs. It'll give me a chime at the end of each 3 minutes, so I know it's time to move on to the next phase. So we're going to walk you through it real quick here. So we'll start off nice and easy, just a relaxed breathing, just for that first minute. Get yourself set up. And as we breathe in, keep your mouth closed. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Awesome. So the end of that first minute, we're all nice and relaxed. Breathing is regulated. We're gonna start with our breaths. So I'm gonna bring my hands all the way up over my head. As I come up, I'm gonna breathe in. I'm gonna push my hands down. I'm gonna breathe out. I do my 30 breaths, and then I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna get my breathing back to normal. And I'll let my body settle down. And then I come up to the end of the first minute. I'm gonna come up one more time, breathe it up. Awesome. So each time as you're doing this breathing, you're going to feel it. Sinuses are going to start to feel a little light. Your breath is going to start to fill. Your eyes are probably going to dilate a little bit. Really get focused. Your mind's going to calm down. Awesome. We're going to go into that last minute. One last time, I'm going to bring them up. Breathe in and out. Awesome. As I slowly start to catch my breath, I'm going to bring it back down. From here, we're going to go into that 3 minutes of gratitude. As we start to feel this, I really want to put myself into that experience. I want to feel how grateful I am for the things. I want to focus on actually being with that person. Allow me to actually step into that and really feel that gratitude welling up from inside you. We're going to start nice and simple. Start right with yourself. Make it simple. To feel on how grateful you are that you're here, that you're breathing, you get to face every day. Feel grateful for your heart. Beats over and over again, thousands of times a day. You don't even have to think about it. It just does it. Nice and strong and powerful. I'm going to go from there, from your heart, about how grateful you are for your mind, its ability to think, spin, create. We step out from there. Think about that special person in your life. Think about how lucky you are to have them, all the wonderful things they do for you, how they make you feel whole and complete. And as you breathe in, feel that gratitude welling up within you. As I breathe out, feeling it, expanding it out, pushing it out to the world. Breathe in and out. From there, move on to the rest of your family, your kids, your parents, your siblings, how lucky you are to have them in your world, the incredible things you get to experience through them and for them and with them. Breathe it in, feel it way down in your heart, nice and strong. I'm going from my family to my friends, the family that you choose, the ones you get to select. Big breath. As you breathe in, think about how lucky you are to have these people in your life. And Continue to step it out. What do you do for a living? What are you passionate about? What do you feel? What do you get excited about? What is it that you do that you're so blessed to be able to do? Big breaths in. Feel it washing over you. You can also step it down, keep it simple for the 3 minutes. Think of 3 specific things, 3 specific times. Maybe your wedding. Think about how grateful you felt to be there with all your friends and family. If your kid's graduation, the birth of your children. Think of that day you spent with your pet, running around enjoying the sun, knowing that they loved you just for who you were. Best part about having that pet. As we wrap up our 3 minutes, we're going to step into our goals, where we want to be. Think about what you want to accomplish, where you want your life to go. Don't just think about it, step right into it. You want to go all the way through, feeling those motions, feeling yourself actually accomplishing it. Feel it as you step into it. Think of the things you're grateful you have, the opportunities you have, the things that just come to you that you connect with. Breathe in, feel that energy coming in. As you breathe out, feel those goals getting closer. Step into it. Know that it's done. Feel the satisfaction you have at the end when you've completed the goal. Think of the gifts you're going to be able to bring to everybody when you have that goal accomplished. Big breath in, breathe out. Keep that focus on those goals. Think of the steps you took. Think of what you went through so you could get there. Think of everything it took to accomplish it, all the wonderful people that stepped up and helped you along the way. People you didn't even expect. Move on from that. Pick another goal. Think of another thing you wanted to accomplish. Maybe something you wanted to try. Maybe you wanted to go skydiving. Picture yourself, you're standing on the ground looking up to the tumble out of the plane. Feel that rush, feel that adrenaline as you accomplish that goal. Maybe it was going away with your family on a wonderful vacation. Picture everybody coming home, talking about the great memories that you created. As we start to wrap up these last 3 minutes, think of what you've become by accomplishing these goals. Think about the type of person you are now compared to where you were when you started. We're going to relax and breathe. Let that settle into your body. Excellent. Now, your final 3 minutes. We have a couple options we can do. If you want, we can just relax and meditate. Big breath in, draw that breath in, breathe it out. My favorite, and what I find really gets me going in the morning, is I do my incantations. So you're going to need to come up with a couple phrases. You can think of anything you want, anything that makes you feel powerful. I tend to keep it with something that I am or I am becoming. I am strong, I am healthy, I am powerful, I am wealthy, I am energy. Feel it flow, repeat it over and over, getting stronger each time. When you're doing this, you're starting off in your own house. There's nobody watching you, just you. Feel that energy explode out of that voice. By saying it out loud, you hear it yourself, you feel it. It actually helps empower you even more. It makes you stronger. As you feel that energy building, you feel that strength building, feeling more and more empowered each time. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am strong. Feel that. Let that energy pound through your body. Feel it coursing through your veins. Deep breath in, breathe it out. That energy expand. Big breath in. I am love. I am energy. I am power. Over and over again. And as you start to feel it and say it, you'll experience it more and more. It'll become deeper until it's more of a part of you. Breathe in and out. Awesome. Now as we start to relax this last minute, we're going to slow our breathing down. Feel accomplished. Feel proud of yourself that you took this time for yourself to get yourself set up for success. How do you feel now? How's the energy feel compared to 12 minutes ago when we started doing this? Do you feel more energized? Do you feel more focused? You think you could get more done now? The biggest fib we tell ourselves is we don't have time. Fact is, there's always time. All we have to do is make it a priority. Once you get your priorities set and you align yourself, there's nothing you can't accomplish. We wrap this up. Thank you for taking some time with us this morning. Hopefully you can experience this for yourself. Take that 15 minutes, try it. See how it changes. See if it changes your day. See if it puts you in a whole different place. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you later.